Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here with Sandy. Good afternoon, Sandy. How are you?
Hello, I'm good.
Welcome to the Q.A.C. Team Podcast. Let's go ahead and get started and tell our audience who you are and what you do.
My name is Sandy Kempton, and I am the owner, operator, baker, cleaner upper, floor scrubber, kitchen counter, cleaner offer of Kempton Cottage Bakery.
I'm a marketer.
Marketer, that too. Yep,
We can't forget that, right?
all of it.
Oh my God, that's awesome. So tell us a little bit about why you decided to be a business owner.
What I tell people, and this is the absolute truth, is I am an accidental entrepreneur. I had a job and I basically helped run a pet food, not pet food, sorry, a pet sitting company. So we would walk
Nice.
dogs, let out cats, and all that kind of stuff. And the
Yeah.
minute the pandemic hit, everybody's home and nobody needs us anymore. So I started to panic baking just a little bit. I live in a court here in Forest Hill, and everybody that made eye contact got something like cake, cookie, pie, whatever it was. And I accosted enough people during that lockdown that a couple people were like, you know what, you should sell these. And I thought, okay. So I started here and there, and it's just kind of ballooned from there.
Yeah. What a novel concept, right? People like this much to say, hey, you should start selling these. You're like, hey, okay.
I know. All right.
Why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, it's still a happy surprise for me that people want to
Yeah.
purchase things I bake, but it's
Yeah, it's
fun.
great. Yeah. Like you said, it's fun, right? That's awesome.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So I guess it kind of ties into what the next question of why did you choose your industry? So you went from pandemic dog sitting
Hmm.
to baking.
Hmm.
How did that come about? Tell us about that.
I've always loved baking. The joke is my mom always let me help in the kitchen baking cakes, and every now and then she'd also turn the beaters off before I licked them, kind of thing. So I grew up in the kitchen, mom and dad let me help in the kitchen. My grandmother taught me a lot of things. So I've always loved it. I was the one who was always baking the cakes for the kids' birthday parties and trying to make something new and special and fun. And they got to pick out their flavors and decorations. Um, so I've just always loved it. It's always been a part of my life.
Yeah.
So I think it was probably just a really natural lean on when the pandemic happened and I needed comfort food or whatever. So that's how it started. It's just kind of something I always do, and I incorporated that and expanded it into something else.
Yeah. And it's cool that you brought that up because that used to be one of my questions in my interviews was how has the pandemic changed your business model, And I took it out because we're so far away from the pandemic now that
Mhm.
we don't talk about it much anymore, It's just like it's a thing of the past now,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, well, I'll put it this way. A lot of the people that I have met in this community, the Harford County cottage baking community, a lot of them started because of the pandemic. So the
Yeah.
pandemic sprouted a ton of small businesses.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of my interviews, they talk about that,
Yeah.
where if it wasn't for the pandemic, they would not be doing what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So what do you specialize in?
Pies.
Pies.
Hmm. Which
Mm,
is hysterical because I didn't really make pies before. It was a divinely inspired, I think. My
nice.
grandmother gave me an old cookbook, and she had it's actually a spiral notebook, and she had ripped out, good housekeeping recipes or Women's Day recipes, and she pasted them all in this notebook, and I got it after she died. And in there, she had a handwritten pie crust recipe. So I thought, okay, well, I'm not doing anything else. I might as well give that a shot. So I did, and that's where the pie thing started.
That's
So
great.
now I do pies.
I got this book. I got these recipes. Hey, let's try some pies.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
people, yeah, and it's there's not a lot of people that do pie in
Yeah.
this area, so I kind of
Mhm.
got a corner on the market, at least for now. Knock on
You
wood.
beat me to it. You beat me
Right?
to it. So I was going to say, so I hope you're cornering that market. That's awesome. If you like one of a kind who's baking pies, right?
Yeah, and then I like to I don't know if you've seen my social media, but I like to decorate the crusts. So not only do I roll them out and make the fillings all by hand, but I decorate the crust too with either cutouts seasonally. I can do lettering. Sometimes I paint the crust with edible paint. Just depends on what kind of mood I'm in. But that's fun
Wow, did
too.
you, that's very cool. Now, do you take requests for that? Can
Yeah.
people suggest, I
Yep.
want my crust decorated like the 4th of July or Christmas?
Uh-huh.
That's
Yeah,
very cool.
somebody said I want a Beatles themed pie. I'm thinking, how in the heck am I going to recreate the Beatles in a pie crust? So I managed it, and it's like, well, you'd have to see it, but it's basically stick figures walking across the street, that iconic photo of them walking. So
Yeah.
it suggested the Beatles. So that
Wow,
was
that's
fun.
amazing.
I like a
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so tell us about some of the challenges you had with these pies. That sounds like the Beatles was like one of them, right?
The Beatles was fun. I had another lady call me and say her son had just started a tea company. And here's his logo, and I want you to recreate the logo in pie crust.
Ah,
It was pretty detailed. It was a teapot and a tea bag, and there was some floral things working in there.
wow.
She liked it, so that was fun. And and there's birthdays and anniversaries and that kind of stuff that people want special decorations for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about portraits? Is that next?
I mean, I've tried, like I took art, in school and stuff, and all of my people ended up looking like deranged groundhogs. So I'm not sure. I don't think they would want to pay me for any of my portraiture work.
Oh, that's great. Oh my gosh. So let's go in and talk about what are some of the challenges that you face creating this and getting us going.
A few of the challenges are, and it's funny because I listened to some of your previous podcasts,
Thank
and
you.
the chick from Two Bomb and Babes, and I can't remember her name, starts with a B. I was listening to her, and I was thinking, yep, exactly what she said. We have limitations being cottage bakers. There's rules we have to follow. There's things we
Those
can't
strict
make.
rules, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I haven't found that and I should probably, I don't know if I should say this out loud. There doesn't seem to be a ton of oversight, really, unless you're an egregious flaunter of rules.
Gotcha.
Mostly, everybody's super friendly, super helpful. The health department is, helpful and cooperative.
That's
But
amazing. Great.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that's a challenge because some people will request certain things and I have to say no. Um,
Yeah.
Looking into commercial space to cook out of is difficult. A lot of like the church kitchens around have limited licensing, so they can only cook their stuff for their people. They can't rent out. Um, so I've told multiple people who I think maybe have money. I'm like, if you have $1 million, I have a great business idea for you. Harford County needs commercial kitchen space, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
just get a warehouse somewhere, put some kitchens and fans in it, and rent out space. I mean,
Yeah.
they would make money hand over fist.
Yeah. And the next question obviously is going to be, so what are your expectations, for your business in the next year or two? But I wanted to tie into that first. I think a lot of people miss the opportunity with ghost kitchens, right? I think
Mhm.
that's a big opportunity for a lot of people who, are small, baking and trying to grow. You
Right.
know, I think ghost kitchens are great if you just got to find them, right? And I don't know if Harford County has a lot of those, or have you had a
I've
chance to really dig into it?
Yeah, I've done a search here and there. I think there are still some churches who are able to do it
Mhm.
and willing to rent out some of their space. I haven't explored that a ton. I know there's a couple restaurants, like I think Newberry does it occasionally. They'll
Oh,
rent out,
nice.
but I don't know. I don't know. I haven't pushed the button yet. I've been really successful doing it from my home. I was
Oh, that's
recently
great.
Yeah, I was recently asked to participate in the Bel Air Farmers Market, so I'm there every other week, every
Oh,
other
great.
Saturday. So that's been
I'm gonna have to make a
fantastic.
visit there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
not there every Saturday, but I average about every other Saturday. And then of course
Gotcha.
there's the winter things coming up. Um, Here's a scoop for you. Independent Brewery is having a winter market in the fall and winter season.
Mhm.
So there'll be kind of when the farmer's market ends, there'll be more opportunities to buy farmer's markety type things.
And the market ends, is it
October.
October, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
sometime in October.
Yep.
Yeah, that's very cool. I'm gonna have to reach back out to them. That's
Yeah.
very
The
cool.
farmer's market's fantastic. It was actually
Yeah.
voted best farmer's market in the state, I think. I don't know. Baltimore Magazine, I think.
Mhm. And I
Yeah.
see it's growing too. There's more and more participation
Yes.
year
Yes.
over year too. I noticed that.
Yep.
So
They
that's
have their
very cool.
regulars. Yep. And the regulars
Yeah.
are there every single week. And then they've allowed us, people like me, to do pop-ups, which
Oh,
is
that's very cool.
fantastic.
I was going to ask you about that. How do they do pop-ups? I'm not sure how that works, you know.
Yep. You have
That's
to be
very cool.
invited and you have to get on the calendar. And
Ah, okay. You gotta
yep,
be invited. You gotta be on the list.
gotta be, I guess. I don't know. This is my first year, so I'm just keeping my head down and doing what they tell me to
Well, yeah,
do.
well, congratulations on your first year. That's great.
It's
Yeah.
been a really great opportunity. I've really loved every second of it.
Yeah. That's great. So
Yep.
go ahead and tell us now about the expectations for your business in the next year or two. What do you want to accomplish?
Eee, I don't know. I've been talking to a few businesses that potentially maybe want to have some of my baked goods in their shops. So I'm exploring what that means and what I need to do to make that work. Um, I've expanded a little bit instead of just pies. I've been doing cookies, like the great big, like 6-ounce cookies with, fun stuff on them. I've been selling those. Um, People have been asking for the cookie cakes, like for happy birthday cookie cake kind of thing. So I've been
Mhm.
doing that. Um, just, I don't know. I like a challenge. I get bored when I do the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So to keep myself pumped up, I like to challenge myself or accept jobs. And people are like, "Do you think you can do this?" And I'm like, I'll try."
I'll come up with something for that to be a challenge. Trust me, I'm always challenging people. I'll come up with something.
Yeah. But I mean, with, Pinterest and
Yeah.
Instagram, and they send me pictures all the time. Like, can you do that? I'm like, sure, why not? Let's
Yep.
see what we
I'm
can
gonna
do.
figure it out, right?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
great. That's great. So how do we find you? How do we connect with you?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I am, where am I? I have a website and I have a Google order form. So I'm probably embarrassingly easy to get in touch with.
And it is the KemptonCottage.com, right?
Yes.
That's your
Yep.
website. And is
Yep.
it it's your Instagram is that as well too, I think, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I did not have it pulled up. I have your website up, but I did not pull up your
That's
social
okay.
media.
I probably
I'm
need to
sorry.
update
Uh-oh.
it.
Okay. So anything else you want to add?
No, I just the cottage bakery community has been super warm, super friendly. Um, part of what I love about it is the creativity and the camaraderie that we have. Say if somebody wants cake pops, I'll call somebody who does cake pops. Or if somebody wants decorated sugar cookies, I don't do those because icing makes me a little twitchy. So I'll call my friend who does, decorated cookies. And it's just fantastic how people share and um, refer to each other. It's really
Yeah.
nice. Yep.
That's very cool. Yeah.
It's very
So
cool.
yeah, that is very cool. So would you like
Mhm.
to offer a discount to our followers?
Let's see. I saw that question and I forgot. Yeah, you want to do
We can
like a,
always
all
come back to it. You can hit me. I can always put something out for you. It's not a big deal.
right, yeah, I don't have any idea. I don't have a clue. Sorry.
We can think on it, right? That's fine. That'll give our listeners, something to, hey, we'll have to pay attention now to see what she's going to want to offer.
Yeah.
How's that?
So what
Awesome.
do you do? I'm going to turn the tables on you.
Wow. What do I do? This
What
is
are you
great.
doing?
Thank you for asking me. So what I do is I love to interview small business owners to get
Uh-huh.
their story. I help promote them for free.
Oh,
right?
nice.
That's what I do, right?
Okay.
And I also do host read ads that I place in future podcasts. So if you want to get more exposure, you can,
Mm,
hit a host read ad with me and I can
okay.
put it in other podcasts, right? I have an affiliate link as well that
Hmm.
you can put a product or service up on my webpage,
Hmm.
and I help promote you with that for free as well. And if somebody buys from my site, I just get a small percentage for my hard work of.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, you got to pause for a second. I don't know if we lost connection or what, but yeah,
No, no, that's fascinating.
yeah.
Very cool.
And then what I really like to do is I help with business reviews. So like mystery shopping, Google and Yelp all in one. So
Get
I can
out.
send people into your business undercover and get a report on your entire experience and how everything goes. Yes.
Oh, that sounds stressful. I mean, that
Well,
sounds like something fun to do.
oh, it's very fun because what happens is when I call you, have somebody call you, or somebody visit your place, or
Yeah.
they go through your whole process, you'll
Hmm.
be amazed at what people find that when I send you the report,
Uh-huh.
you can look at and say, oh, I can't believe I did this, or oh my God, look how I did this, and
Right.
like, oh, this is great. And it just happened the other day. I did one for a friend, and he was amazed at it was just a phone call. He was amazed at, wow, I could have did this, and I could have did that. I said, absolutely. So it's a really helpful
Interesting.
tool. It really is.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Thank
Very
you.
cool. Neat.
That's my focus. So back in 2008 to 2012, I did strictly mystery shopping.
Okay.
And I mainly did restaurants. I was very successful with. I was all over the East Coast. I was out in Texas. I had some unfortunate events happen. Had to shut it down.
Uh,
And here I am. 10 years later. I'm just restarting and getting myself
right.
going again. But I changed it. I love the podcasting part of it. I
Mhm.
love the way I've changed into using all four of my services now together.
Oh, nice.
Thank
You
you.
entrepreneur, you. That's very
I,
cool.
I'm trying.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Love
like
what I
you. I
do.
am completely fascinated by people every single day. I mean,
Yeah.
and all you got to do is sit and listen or ask a question and let them go.
And you see, and
Yeah.
that's why I do what I do, right? That's why I love these podcasts because
Right.
turn my listeners into your customers,
Right. Yeah.
right? People listen to my podcast, watch my podcast, and say, "Oh man, I like her. I like pies. I'm gonna go check her pies out." And then before you know it, you got people going and ordering your pies.
There you go. From your mouth to God's ear.
So there you go.
Very
Right.
cool. I love it.
Really. Thank you. Thank you. I love what you do. I can't wait to order a pie. Pumpkin pie, apple pie, peach pie.
Pumpkin's not allowed.
Mm.
I know. I
Wow,
know.
one of the rules
Yeah, because it's a custard.
because it's a custard.
Yeah.
It's got to be in
I
a
mean,
crust.
yeah, well, nobody, yeah, so the eggs and the pumpkin so
The
moist.
eggs.
It's
Yep.
just non.
Yeah,
Eh,
I get it. I get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can have an
Well,
apple though. Apple's good.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Apple. I love apple. Yep. Do you do peach?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, before we go, then tell us about the special pies.
Well, mostly the fruit pies are the ones that are most cottage baker friendly.
Yeah. French apple.
So yes, with
That's a good
raisins.
one. Yeah. Some
Yep.
raisins.
Yep.
Yeah.
The glaze on the crust. Yep.
Oh.
It's funny.
Whew.
I'd never actually heard of that before somebody ordered it, and so I had to look it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Apple, peach. I also like to combine different fruits, like a apple pear, cranberry, like at the holidays. That's really tasty.
Gotcha.
I did a peach blackberry. I do stone fruit, which is peach, plum, nectarine, apricot, and that's delicious. So I like experimenting, putting unexpected flavors together. Throw some spices in there, make some extracts. Every now and then I cook with bourbon because
Nice.
vanilla is an alcohol-based additive anyway, and the alcohol cooks off.
But that has
So
an interesting taste.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if
Wow.
you get a peach pie, you may get a little peach schnapps in there because
Wow.
it just
Oh,
bumps up the peach flavor a little bit.
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say, I know one that's not on the menu is
Mhm.
fruitcake pie.
Fruitcake pie. Oh. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
ugh,
no, right?
no,
No.
I do love I don't know, fruitcake is hard. My mom makes it for my dad every year. He loves it. And I
Yeah.
love the candied fruits, just not all together in one lumpy mess.
Yeah. It just, I can't get past the look of it. I look at it, I'm like, nope, nope, not going to do it.
It weighs yeah, it weighs so much.
Right.
Oh, the other thing I make is biscotti. I put candied ginger in one of my biscottis,
Oh,
and
wow.
that's fun.
Very nice. Can't wait to try those.
Yeah,
Great. Well, we're
you
going to
never
have
know what
to,
I'm going to do next.
yeah, I'm going to have to hook up with you after this and
Yeah,
get a list of things and have to try all your goodies.
there you go. Gain a few pounds. Everybody's
Oh,
happy.
oh yeah, I'll be gaining more.
I know.
Well, Sandy, thank you so much for coming on and telling your story. It's been a
Of
blast.
course. Thanks for
Awesome.
asking.
Absolutely. And thank you for interviewing me. That was very cool. Thank you. I love
Anytime.
it. Right.
Yeah, if you're
Th-
feeling sick, I'll just do it. I'll come on
Hey,
people for you.
yeah,
Yeah,
that would be cool. Yeah. So if I can't make one, I'll turn it over to you. Yeah. You
there
could
you
be
go.
my guest interview, right? How about that? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, Regis and Kathy did it all the time. Why not?
Absolutely. Why not? Right. That's very cool. Thank you so much.
Have a
Well,
great
Sandy,
afternoon.
you too. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Have a
Yep.
great rest of your day. Okay.
You too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to the QAC Team podcast with your host, Charles Luttrell. Connect with us on the web at qacteam.com, TikTok at QAC Team, Facebook and Instagram at QAC.team. Thanks for your support.